Hey, hope you're having an awesome day. Today was busy day at work. Didn't really have a whole lot of time to pull out the phone and shoot anything substantial. Actually, the first job. Oh boy. Not really gonna stray too far from home for today's video diary. I thought, why don't I show you a couple of things around here? So first, I'm going to introduce you more to Mason. He's been around. He's been in a few videos, but I'm going to show you some of the stuff that we've worked on, some of the tricks and stuff that he knows. And I think first we'll probably just play a little bit of fetch, get some of his energy out of him. And then I was going to do this in one of the first videos, but the quality didn't turn out that great for the actual recording. I'm going to take you through the orchard here at our house and show you a couple of the different fruit trees that we've got growing. And I did pruning on one of them, one apple tree, so I'll kind of get up into it and show you some of what I did, so you can kind of hopefully be able to see that. Anyway, that's enough talking from me. Thanks for sticking with me. Let's go play with Mason and get him tired out and then show you some tricks. We're outside on this still beautiful Vancouver Island day. I figured why not take a look around the orchard now, and then we'll go inside. We'll do some tricks with Mason. So this is an apple tree. Take note of some of the characteristics, the flakiness of it. These holes are actually from birds, so that's not a part of the bark, although you probably see that on a lot of a lot of different trees, that's for sure. Anyway, the flakiness of some of the bark, obviously, looking at the way that it grows as well, very broad spreading. Apple trees like to kind of reach out. So these apple tree leaves, even just look at the basic shape of it, kind of a teardrop oval shape. So the few things that I've mentioned: leaves, bark, and the way the branches are growing, the way things are growing. Those are three things that we can look for when we're identifying certain kinds of trees, just in general. This is the cherry tree, and I wasn't able to really show you on the apple yet. I'll show you when I get back up into it, although there really isn't much for fruit right now on the apple. But if you look at the cherry tree, we will have cherries. Okay, starting with the bark. So this bark, it looks stressed, and I guess the way that it actually grows, the way the bark grows, is in these circular patterns around the tree. The main bark and bark on any kind of new-ish or newer growth will be quite smooth. Looking at the leaves, much more of a uniform. I don't want to call it an oval, an oval with a point to it. And as well, the cherry leaves have the serration. The serration on the edge of them. Looking at the pear tree, starting with the bark. So if you look at the bark, see how the different one. The cherry tree was a smooth bark. The apple tree had a flaky bark. This has kind of a flaky bark as well, but it's almost more like scales. And then again, looking at the leaves, these look like cherry leaves, but they don't have the serrated edges to them. Like each individual branch usually has a lot of little shoots, and it's quite messy. So if you can't identify one thing, if the branch growth, you're like, oh, that looks like this, that looks like that, usually you can go to one of the other identifiers and kind of start to piece together what the tree might be. And here we are at the final tree, the plum tree. Boom, the fruit is starting. I'm super excited about this. Looking at the plum tree. So, wow, okay, if you look at that, it's kind of a oval with a point and serrated. Is it a cherry? Heck no. Look at how many leaves they are. Look at this, how many leaves there are on the branch. Look at the size of them. Very indicative of a plum species. I'll see if I can get in here. Yeah, plum trees. Look at these spikes. Mother Nature. When you're picking a plum tree, watch out for the spikes. So as the cherry was connected, and this is how the bark grows. The cherry ran this way, whereas the plum runs lengthwise down the branch. So you'll still get that scaling, still get that smooth bark, but it'll, you know, the splits are this way rather than on the cherry. They're all like this, right? Now we'll head inside and show you a few tricks. Mason, I hope, is in the performing mood. And after that, we'll say goodbye. Roll over. Good boy. Sit. Sit nice. Sit nice. Come on. Up. Leave it. Down. All the way down. Head down. Good boy. Come here. Sit. That was so good. All right. Okay, go ahead. Good boy. I'd say that's probably the best one, so we'll finish with that. Thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate you following along for this one. I hope it was interesting, and I hope I didn't ramble too much. I hope everything that I said was, you know, made sense. I hope I didn't mix up the fruit trees too much. If you have any questions about anything, of course, drop me a comment. If you want to interact with me in any way, drop me a comment. I always appreciate that. And the likes, the subscribes, all of you that are following along and sending me lovely notes of encouragement. That is much appreciated, and I have really been enjoying this, so I'm going to keep doing it. And like I always say, keep showing you beautiful and interesting things, and hopefully giving you something to share with others. Not necessarily the video, but, you know, maybe you want to go get a fruit tree. It's possible. Why not? It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. Take it easy, keep it sleazy. Say hi to your mom for me.